In yesterday's video, I talked about how Bitcoin seems to be breaking out of a zone here in a breakout range. So there's some momentum behind Bitcoin. But what about the other altcoins, the other coins that are out there, the ones you've probably heard of, and maybe some of those you haven't heard of? Well, those are moving around too. We're going to talk about those in this video. Hey everybody, Mark Yegge. I help 6- and 7-figure investors create offense and defense in their finances. And I think it's really important to understand this cryptocurrency market. And right now is a pivotal point in cryptocurrency. It's becoming mainstream. It's becoming widely adopted. The SEC has basically said they're not going to regulate it. Well, they're not going to outlaw it. They're going to regulate it. We know that. But they're not going to outlaw it like China did. And that's creating a huge amount of buzz, stir, demand in the cryptocurrency business. So let's take a look at some of the actual altcoins, the coins that are not Bitcoin, the alternative coins that you may or may not have heard of, and see what those are doing. So yesterday we saw Bitcoin hit that $55,000 level, maybe even a little bit higher. And it's at this 52,000 level is where I thought it would break out, and it did. Whether it holds here or not, I'm not sure. But that's what's going on with Bitcoin. And when you've got a big whale that's moving higher, generally some of the little minnows are swept up in its wake as well. And so let's look at the other altcoins by market cap and by action and by interest to see what's going on. Now, remember, there's like 10,000 different tokens out there. So you're like, which ones do I invest in? Well, I don't invest in all of them. I choose a few of them and I allocate accordingly because I believe so much in this cryptocurrency market. I really think it's the future. And when you look at what the government's doing with just printing money and giving money away indiscriminately, at some point it's going to have to come to an end. It always does in every society that's ever printed money in the history of man. And so to think that we're different, I think is naive. I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm not saying it will happen, maybe even in our lifetime, but it could happen tomorrow, or it could happen in 10 years. It could happen in 10 months. I don't know when it's going to happen. I just know that I want to have some money put away in cryptocurrency just to be smart, just in case, right? Just in case. So let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is probably the number 2 by market cap cryptocurrency. And you can see this is a 7-day chart on Ethereum, and you can see it's really done well. I mean, it's moved from 297 all the way up to what looks to be about 360 this morning. That doesn't sound like a lot of move, but that's a huge percentage move, guys. Huge percentage move. And the cool thing about Ethereum is it's not just a cryptocurrency, but it's also a way of transacting business through what's called smart contracts. If you don't know what that is, I have other videos up about it. Cardano, which is an interesting play, similar to Ethereum, but a little bit more robust and with some interesting things going on in that company and that business, in that coin. You can see Cardano has also done well, but you know, it had some ups and then it kind of corrected here. And you can see that they don't all act in tandem, right? But you can see it was at 207 and now it's sitting at about 220. Okay, maybe up about 6 or 7 or 8% over the last week or so, but it's not too bad. I mean, I'd love to have 6 or 7% in a lot of my other investments, wouldn't you? Right? Okay, taking a look at Solana. Now you can look at this chart of Solana, similar to Cardano. It's basically not performed as well as Bitcoin, but it is up in the week. And that's interesting. Now Solana's got a lot of cool things going on with it too. And you should find out more about Solana if you're interested in that one. Dogecoin, which is the one, I put it up here because so many people are interested in it, but I'm not even sure this is a real coin. I think this is a hype coin. Right? If we call them altcoins, I call this one a hype coin. Like this one doesn't really have mass adoption. It has a bunch of people trading it on Robinhood that are making things interesting, but is it going to be adopted as a real coin? I don't know. I think it's still considered a joke in the business, but I put it up here nonetheless. It's about the same as it was a week ago, which tells you that when everything else is going up and Dogecoin is flat, there's not a lot of relative strength. So people are putting their money into some stronger coins out there. Ripple. Now, Ripple is an interesting story because Ripple is under siege by the SEC. And they have this lawsuit going on about whether it's a currency or whether it's a commodity or whether it's an actual security. And XRP, Ripple, thinks that they're a security. And that they're a currency or a commodity, that they're not a security. And the SEC wants to regulate them. So they're going back and forth. And the judge yesterday just made a very interesting decision to allow the defendants in Ripple to not be defendants, actually the owners of the token, but to actually be witnesses. So they don't have the liability of the defendants, but they get to state their case. It was actually a really technical but very cool thing for Ripple. And that's why you can look at this chart at 93 cents last week, and it's $1.08 now. It's gone up quite a bit, and it's doing well in spite of the fact that there is a lawsuit against it by the big old SEC, right? So even if there's a lawsuit against something, you can see cryptocurrency is here to stay. Like, it's not going anywhere. And the chairman, Chairman Gensler of the SEC, yesterday, the day before, came out and said, look, he's not going to ban cryptocurrencies. He just wants them regulated. Well, that's cool. Like, that's supposed to protect people. Let's just not over-regulate them. Okay, Gary, let's not over-regulate them. And then finally, this one is interesting. It's called PolkaDot. A lot of people haven't heard of PolkaDot, but it's got an interesting chart. It's up like 13% just today. And if you look at this chart at 27.8, it's now 34.0. Quite a move in the last 7 days. So you can see that when there's a tide that's moving in a certain direction, all the ships are kind of going with that tide. Bitcoin is leading the tide, and Bitcoin is the leader. You know, they've been around the longest. Everybody knows them. They're the biggest market cap. And so when they make a move, things happen in the market. So I thought that was interesting. You can see that things are really starting to boil up in the cryptocurrency market. So I believe that cryptocurrency is the future. And if you look at the way our monetary system is being run, if you look at the fact that there's a limited supply of Bitcoin and other coins, and they're only going to make so many of those coins. If you look at the fundamentals of how we're already using electronic payments, right? Think about that. We all mostly use credit cards and electronic payments and debit cards now. Like, what's the big deal of switching over to a different currency called Bitcoin, especially if it's more stable, especially if the government is not undermining by continuing to print it at infinity levels. So I think you're seeing a future trend emerging here. I don't know if this is the time it's going to take off. I feel like it is. This seems to be a good breakout to me and a good time to get involved. I've been involved for a while. I didn't get involved early, but I've got involved for a while. So hopefully you start to see the potential of what's going on in cryptocurrency. By the way, if you want to learn more, if you want to join some of my ecosystems, we have books and courses and masterminds and mentorships and all kinds of really cool things to get the probabilities in your favor. I help wealthy investors play offense and defense by creating safe, reliable income. But it all comes from a system, guys. It all comes from a system. And if you want to learn to do anything right, you've got to have a system. It can't just be, I watched a YouTube video and now I'm going to go throw my good hard-earned money. You need to learn a system. And I've been doing this for 44 years, and I think I got some really cool programs for you to learn. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. You might as well learn it right. You might as well put the time and effort into something that's going to make you money for the rest of your life. Go to one of my sites. The main one is called hackingmoney.com. You can click there. You can go to the products tab. You can see what we have to offer for you so you can take your trading to the next level. And maybe I'll even see you at one of my events. In any case, I hope you join one of my ecosystems, and I hope we see each other down the road.